Jackie asked a really good question. The outcome of the question was faith. The author of Hebrews says that it is impossible to please God without faith. And so the stories that God has given us in the Bible, the characters that God has given us in the Bible, are not really to see about how they acted, especially all the bad things they did. The characters in the Bible are given to us to build our faith. If God showed up for Moses, God will show up for us. If God showed up for Joshua, God will show up for us. If God showed up for the disciples, God will show up for us. That's why the characters are given to us in the Bible. That's why the stories are given to us in the Bible, to build our faith. And all of us start out our Christian life with a little bit, with a small measure of faith. In order to test that faith, in order to build that faith, God has to call us to doing something that would challenge us at least just a little bit. And God calls us, He challenges us based on our ability at that particular time. But each test that God gives us is a test that builds our faith. Our faith is like a muscle. And to work out a muscle is to go into the gym and lift those weights. The muscle is built by working on the muscle and by a good, healthy diet. That's how God builds our faith. We work out our faith by trusting God when He calls us to do something. And then we have a diet of God's Word, reading about the characters where God showed up in their lives. And the more we work out our faith, the more we step up to the challenge, and the more we see God acting in our lives, our faith is made stronger and stronger until one day God will call upon you to do something, and you will have the faith, as Jesus says. You can say to that mountain, "Mountain, move," and it will move. That is God's desire for all of us, is that we would have that kind of faith.